Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. So today we have a very cool tutorial where we will see how to create a beautiful object reveal effect emerging from liquid. It's a powerful effect that works perfectly for professional 3D videos. We will go through everything step by step, learning how to set up all the parameters and how to play with the dynamics menu to create stunning reveals, as well as how to adjust viscosity to simulate water, paint, honey and more. As usual, guys, the full project is available on Patreon and Gumroad, along with all my other projects, so feel free to go check them out. I also want to let you know that I have worked on dozens of liquid simulation. I've created packs containing thousands of gigabytes of Alembic, along with all the 3dsmax files, so I definitely recommend taking a look at that as well. And if you want to support my work, Patreon is the best way to do it. Of course, don't forget to leave a thumb up and subscribe to the channel. It really helps a lot. Alright, let's jump into the tutorial. Okay, so now we are in 3dsmax, and the first thing I'm going to do is just go to the customize, unit setup, and check that I am in centimeter by centimeter. Perfect. Now what we want to do is to create the object for the liquid reveal. So for this example, I will use a sphere, I think. So I will now create a sphere in the center. 0, 0, 0. Okay, switch to front view. I think for the liquid, the reference of the liquid will be the 0 axis here. So I can move this sphere behind this axis. Okay. I will now just increase the number of frames, maybe 200. Activate a key, go to maybe frame 150, and animate my sphere like this. Okay. Great. I will now select the 2 keyframe, go to Graph Editor, New Track View, select the first keyframe, and switch to linear. So I have here a linear movement, and after a smooth. Linear and smooth. Perfect. I can now go back to perspective, and now what we have to do is just to create the liquid simulation. So for that we'll use Phoenix FD. I will select here the Phoenix liquid simulator, create a simulator maybe like this. For the value, I think it's good like this, maybe 15. I want the grid to be as small as possible because it will be faster, it will be easier for the time of the simulation. I will now go here to grid, dynamics, and I will check here, activate initial fill-up. You can see here that we have a value of 50. So if I go to front view and I launch the simulation, we can see that the grid is filled at 50%. You can, of course, change this value if you want, but I think 50 is good. Just for the example here, I will increase the grid, the scale of the grid, maybe 100. You will see that we have a big trouble here. The particles are deleted because the size of the grid is not very tall. So what we want to do is to create an automatic expansion for the grid. So I will go back here in grid, adaptive grid, extra margin 4, and I will activate limit expansion. I will show you what happens if I don't activate limit expansion. So I delete the simulation, relaunch, and here we have this. It's not what we want. We go back here, activate the limit expansion, and set all the value to 0. I can now only increase the Z value, go to front view, and I will go to my end frame. Not the end frame, but the frame where the sphere is the highest, and play like this with the expansion. Okay, I can now relaunch the simulation, and now here you can see the expansion. That's perfect like this. As you can see here, the scene scale have a very big impact on the final look of your simulation. So you have to keep in mind to always work in the good scene scale for your object, for the creation of your object. If you want to have a simulation for a small object, you work in centimeter. If you want to have a simulation for a boat or something, you have to work in meter or increase the scene scale. You have to play with that. Okay. I can now go back to a basic scene scale, maybe 1. I don't want to see the blue particle, I want to have a mesh. So I will go here in preview, deactivate the show preview particle and activate show mesh. I don't want to see again the look of the grid, so I will deactivate here show box. Here I have my effect. It could be a very cool effect too. I will not delete this. Select my Phoenix FD and we will start to create our Reval. So all we have to do will be here in dynamics. So we have the stepper frame, time scale, the viscosity, and here the surface tension and the weighting. We will only play with this setting. Decrease time scale. I love to work with a low value between 0.3 and 0.5. We'll play with 0.3 here. And we will try, launch the simulation. And you can see that we have something better like this. That's already very cool. You can of course decrease the voxel size when you want to create your final animation. For me, I will just keep 0.5 for the moment, but for my final look, I love to have a very low value like 0.2 or 0.1. I think between 0.1 and 0.2 is perfect for a professional simulation. I can now relaunch. You can see that the resolution is already better. Very cool effect here. As you can see here, we have small particles, small dot, and we don't want to have this. It's not very realistic and not very beautiful, so I will show you how to fix that. We already have something cool. I will now go here in the grid, now the dynamics, and increase the stepper frame. For the stepper frame, you can keep a value between 3 and 5 and max 8 or 10. But 3 and 5 is already good to work, I think. So I will select a stepper frame to 3 and here we'll play with the surface tension. I love to play with the surface tension. The surface tension will help you to create beautiful dot, beautiful liquid spline, like maybe a paint effect. So it's a very important setup. So I love to increase the surface tension strength to 0.5, droplet formation 0.2, and droplet radius to 2. And now I can relaunch. As you can see here, increase the surface tension can create some trouble here, but we will fix that easily after. You can just go here in rendering and play with the mesh smoothing. Maybe a value of 10. And as you can see, it's clean like this. And here we have the creation of beautiful small particle of paint maybe. It's very cool like this. Beautiful shockwave as well. It's nice. You can, if you want, again increase the value. Surface tension to 1, droplet 0.5. I will maybe decrease the voxel size for this simulation. So 0.5 is a good value. Stepper frame 3, time scale 0.3, 1, 0.5, 2. And let's go. Okay, so this is basically how I play with the dynamics to create different aspects differently. I will show you now how to create something more like paint with a high viscosity. To do that, I will go back here. Don't change anything here. I will activate wetting because I want the liquid to be very stuck to my sphere. So I will increase the wetting to maybe 0.8. You just have to play with the value to see what works better for you. But basically, a good value is 0.5. For me, I want something very stuck, so I will go to 0.8. You have to know that the wetting play in synergy with the viscosity. If you have wetting even to the max, but you don't have viscosity, the wetting effect will not work. So I will set low value for the viscosity. Generally, a low value works very well, so I only need something like 0.2. We'll go to 0.2. For the surface tension, I could just go back to 0.5, droplet formation 0.2. It will be enough like this, I think. And I can now relaunch the simulation. For this example, decrease a bit the voxel size because I know this setup and I know it will work. So 0.3 and let's go. If you don't want to have a box but only the surface of the liquid, you can go here in rendering and select cap mesh. So you will only have the cap, the surface of the liquid. You can also play with the smoothing, maybe 10. Use liquid particle 0.9. As you can see, the effect is very sticky. It's what you want. I think I can increase a bit the number of frames because the effect will be very cool but with more duration. 300. Yeah, it's so nice like this. It's very beautiful. It's very cool. Okay guys, so as you can see, we can easily play on the look of the liquid simulation by playing here with viscosity, the time scale, the temper frame, and the surface tension, and of course a bit the wetting. And that's over for this tutorial. I hope you've learned a lot of things. Of course, I tried to keep it as concise as possible, but there are many more things that could be added. If you would like to go further, feel free to check out my Patreon, where you will find the scene for my project, as well as hundreds of exclusive project tutorials and terabytes of 3D simulation data. The scene is also available on Gumroad if you need it. Of course, don't hesitate to follow me on Instagram, leave a thumb up on this video and subscribe to the channel. It's really helped a lot. See you very soon for a new tutorial guys. Bye.